My wife texted, "I'm leaving you for your doctor who knows my real age." I replied with a quiet photo of the clinic's deed in my name and my new partner. The doctor was my investor, and my new partner was his top medical assistant. That brutal revenge secured my new partner and ended her lies. I, Alvin, age 40, male, had been with Chloe, age 35, for 9 years. I worked as a senior data ethics officer for a large, confidential consumer tracking firm in Denver, Colorado. My salary was a stable $220,000 per year. I specialized in documenting and verifying the integrity of large consumer data sets. Chloe worked as a wellness and anti-aging consultant for private clients. Her income was highly reliant on sponsorships and product sales, averaging $80,000 annually. Our combined visible income of $300,000 was heavily allocated to image maintenance in the competitive Denver social scene. We lived in a modern, glass and steel condo in the Highlands district. The condo was valued at $1,300,000. I drove a practical Subaru Ascent SUV for safety and stability. Chloe insisted on leasing a flashy Range Rover Evoque for her client visits and brand image. We preferred dining at trendy, upscale restaurants that catered to the biotech community. Our social life was dominated by her efforts to network with wealthy investors. In early March, a monumental career opportunity arrived that I had quietly pursued for nearly a year. I was offered the position of Chief Global Data Integrity Officer for a major, privacy-focused tech firm. The elite role was based in Zurich, Switzerland. The package was designed for executive-level control and relocation. It included a base salary of $450,000. Additionally, they offered a $100,000 annual housing stipend. The total annual cash compensation was $550,000. This was a role focused on truth, the opposite of Chloe's career. I waited until we were having coffee before presenting the offer to Chloe. I explained the offer's significance clearly. "This job is the absolute peak of my specialty," I stated. "It moves us to Switzerland with a massive income increase," I added, citing the total figure. Chloe did not even touch the document. She answered with immediate disdain, "Zurich is boring, and compliance work is completely irrelevant, Alvin. The salary is $450,000. I responded, keeping my voice level. She scoffed, the sound entirely familiar. "Chief Global Data is a bureaucratic joke title. It involves strategic, multi-national data security," I answered steadily. She then focused on her own social life. "This job would interrupt my consulting with Dr. Miles. This is a massive step for stability." I countered factually. Her preference for the perceived excitement of her doctor over my professional integrity was the last confirmation I needed. Update 1. I quietly accepted the Chief Global Data Integrity Officer position the next morning. My start date was set for mid-June, allowing 3 months for transition. I began preparing for the move and the separation entirely in private. I knew that any discussion would only result in needless conflict. Chloe continued her pattern of repeating dismissive comments publicly. She frequently told her friend, Lauren, a PR consultant, that my new job was a lateral move to a colder country. "Alvin is running away from the social scene for some tiny desk job," Chloe often told Lauren. Lauren and her husband, Greg, openly sided with Chloe's assessment. They valued the appearance of success over its verifiable substance. "Why abandon your connections for boring neutrality, Alvin?" Greg asked me once. "Professional growth requires strategic relocation," I replied simply. I initiated decisive steps to formalize the separation. I established a new bank account with a Swiss institution. I began quietly moving a significant portion of my savings into this new account. I secured a small, high-end flat near the Bahnhofstrasse in Zurich. Crucially, I maintained close, confidential communication with Maya Santos, the highly organized lead medical assistant at Dr. Miles's anti-aging clinic. Maya was aware of the fact that Aegis Capital, my private investment firm, was the true owner of the clinic's commercial property and equipment. Dr. Miles was simply my tenant and a financial asset. Update 2. The climax of the betrayal and the revenge occurred abruptly in late May, just as I was preparing the final legal documents. I was in my home office when I received a text from Chloe. She was at the clinic for a private consultation. The text was brief and utterly mercenary. "I'm leaving you for your doctor, who knows my real age." She was publicly confirming the affair and her lie about being 35. I immediately sent the final notice. "The divorce filing is executed, and the separation is final." She replied instantly, demanding I stop the filing and surrender the equity from my company. "You must choose to save the marriage or lose everything." She texted sharply. I was having a professional dinner with Maya Santos at a discreet downtown restaurant, reviewing the clinic's monthly financials. I discreetly took a photo of the meeting, showing the deed documents on the table between us. I sent the photo back to Chloe with the final, devastating truth. My wife texted, "I'm leaving you for your doctor, who knows my real age." I replied with a quiet photo of the clinic's deed in my name and my new partner. The doctor was my investor, and my new partner was his top medical assistant. That brutal revenge secured my new partner and ended her lies. Update 3. The fallout was immediate and focused entirely on the betrayal's severe consequences. Chloe's plan to secure a future with Dr. Miles was crushed by the knowledge that I owned his clinic. Her final text was met with the photo of my new partner, Maya, the only one who truly understood the clinic's finances. Chloe immediately cycled through intense anger and disbelief. She sent me frantic, unintelligible messages demanding to know how I acquired the clinic. "You used your unethical data job to trap him," she accused me loudly in a text. "The clinic's deed was acquired via private investment, legally," I replied factually. She was forced to confront the separation and the massive financial damage to her intended new relationship. She refused to pack or cooperate with the condo sale. This denial was quickly met by a legal notice from Ms. Chen regarding the liquidation of joint property. I remained calm and analytically detached through the rapid process. My focus was entirely on the high-level transition to Zurich. My emotional state was stable and entirely focused on my new responsibilities. Moving day arrived with a quiet finality. I shipped my few personal belongings to Switzerland. Chloe was absent, dealing with the fallout of Dr. Miles's financial panic. I flew directly to Zurich with a profound sense of forward momentum and control. My first detailed view of my new life in Zurich, Switzerland, was one of immense stability and quiet professionalism. My new office, overlooking the Limmat River, felt significant. My apartment was secure and modern. The work as Chief Global Data Integrity Officer was demanding and intellectually stimulating. Update 4. I was quickly thriving professionally in the highly ethical and regulated environment. The role required decisive leadership and absolute analytical precision. My team was highly supportive and respected my ethics. Socially, I embraced the city's stability and order. I connected with a new circle of friends, including a risk manager and a compliance officer. My relationship with Maya deepened into a committed, supportive partnership built on mutual respect for verifiable facts. Maya was now managing the financial logistics of the clinic remotely for Aegis Capital. Financially, the $550,000 package was excellent, and the strategic control over the clinic assets meant my personal wealth was highly secure. I purchased a high-end, reliable Audi e-tron for my travel across Europe. My lifestyle improvement was controlled, focused entirely on quality of life and investment. By late October, 5 months into the role, I achieved my first major milestone. I successfully led a critical, complex international data audit, ensuring compliance across 3 continents. This success earned me a substantial mid-year performance bonus of $75,000. Chloe's old network began reaching out, curiosity overriding their caution. Lauren, the PR consultant, sent me a tentative LinkedIn message. "I heard the data job is a massive deal, Alvin," Lauren wrote vaguely. "The work is complex and rewarding," I replied factually. Greg, her husband, sent a message asking about the financial status of Dr. Miles's clinic. They were clearly curious about the true scale of my power. I remained polite but entirely reserved. Update 5. In January, I cemented my professional success with a major public announcement. I was featured in a specialized ethics journal, detailing my successful international data audit. I updated my LinkedIn profile, clearly displaying my new title, Executive Director of Global Data Integrity. This promotion confirmed my rapid ascent in the global tech sector. Chloe quickly learned the full, non-negotiable truth about my status and power. She had mocked my career, only to see me profit immensely while destroying her chosen partner's business. She sent a series of messages, alternating between demanding explanations and emotional accusations. "You knew the doctor was in debt. You planned this revenge," she claimed furiously. I acted as a prudent investor purchasing a distressed asset. I responded with factual clarity. "You should have been honest about your wealth," she argued illogically. "My public salary was always verifiable," I countered. Lauren, her friend, sent me an explicit apology email. She confessed that Chloe had convinced her I was financially timid. "We feel completely foolish for not seeing your strategic power," she wrote. My sister, Beth, called me from the States. "Your victory for truth and integrity is complete, Alvin," Beth confirmed. Update 6. In late March, Chloe visited Zurich, claiming she was meeting an obscure wellness contact. She contacted me, requesting a final meeting to discuss the future. I agreed to meet her at a quiet, public cafe near my office complex. When she sat down, she presented a practiced narrative of emotional growth. She claimed she had spent the last year realizing her life was too focused on pretense and age denial. "I now value intellectual honesty, Alvin," she insisted softly. "I am pleased you have developed that awareness." I acknowledged neutrally. She insisted she had changed, but I referenced her past actions and the consequences of her dishonesty. I mentioned the public rumors about her real age, which Dr. Miles had confirmed. "Your entire business was built on a verifiable falsehood," I stated calmly. "I was misguided by social pressure and fear." She tried to excuse it. I then referred to my new partner, Maya. "My new partner provides strategic, reliable support," I noted. She insisted on returning, suggesting she could now be the perfect partner for an executive director. "I can be a brilliant social asset to you here," she proposed quickly. I calmly declined the offer, explaining that the foundational trust was destroyed by her final, mercenary betrayal. "The ethical breach is absolute and permanently recorded," I stated the fact. Update 7. Chloe did not accept the decline gracefully. She attempted a brief, futile period of online retaliation. She posted anonymous claims on several financial blogs, implying my data audit was flawed. She claimed I was an unethical corporate spy. My lawyer, Ms. Diana Chen, managed the attack with efficient legal documentation. Ms. Chen immediately sent a cease and desist letter to the hosting platforms. She provided certified third-party audit reports proving the ethical rigor of my work. The claims were removed quickly due to their defamatory nature. Her online claims failed completely. My partner, Maya, posted a factual rebuttal on a clinic management forum. She confirmed the financial instability of Dr. Miles's clinic, proving my acquisition was based on sound business principles, not malice. Chloe lost all remaining credibility when the forums noted her comments were based on obvious malice. Update 8. 1 year later, my life was stable, profoundly successful, and deeply satisfying. I was the permanent executive director of Global Data Integrity. My wealth was securely growing. I was in a committed, highly compatible relationship with Maya Santos. Maya was now the Chief Operating Officer, COO of Aegis Capital. Our life together was based on mutual respect, strategic collaboration, and shared integrity. In June, Chloe sent a final, short message. It was a brief email to my personal address. "I understand I chose the superficial lie over the honest truth." The email read, "I accept my complete financial and personal loss," she wrote, finally admitting the truth. I sent a short, professional, and final reply. "I wish you future professional honesty," I wrote. I immediately blocked the address. The entire past conflict was completely and finally resolved. Final update. The following autumn, I was attending a major data ethics conference in London. While at a dinner, I was approached by Mr. Alastair Finch, the former CEO of my Denver firm. Mr. Finch was the key authority figure in my old professional life. Mr. Finch apologized to me, his expression solemn and respectful. I regret that I did not see your true strategic vision sooner, Alvin. He admitted his own mistake in overlooking the toxicity of the Denver social scene. He confessed that he had initially worried about my move to a less visible European post. I wrongly allowed the appearance of excitement to overshadow verifiable data integrity. Mr. Finch stated, I apologize for the lack of public defense I provided. He added honestly. I accepted his apology, acknowledging that his admission of error was significant. I explained that my actions were always driven by the necessity of defending my financial stability against inevitable fraud and lies. My reflection confirmed the final, enduring life lesson. The verifiable truth is the ultimate asset, and the most satisfying revenge is achieving absolute, strategic success based on facts. I secured peace by calmly owning the very space my opponent sought refuge in, and found a partner who valued the truth above all else.